Okay, good morning. Welcome to
Counting number 15a.
Counting number 15a. So we were looking at section, was it 3.4 today?
Yeah.
In our Art of Problem Solving's Introduction to Counting and Probability, and that chapter is about counting the symmetries. And they had a problem in the exercises for this chapter that we spent a lot of time on today. So hopefully we learned a lot from it, but it just shows how these counting with symmetry problems are a little tricky.
Yeah.
And so the problem is you have 10 people, and they're in two groups of 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are these 5? What group is this?
The Nindroids.
Nindroids. Okay. And what group are these?
They're the flood infection spores.
The what?
The flood infection spores.
The flood inspection spores. Okay.
Infection.
Okay. So we have the Nindroids and the flood infection spores. And they're sitting around a circular table. Okay. So do you want to draw that table in?
It might not be circular, but
That's okay.
it's a table.
Yeah. So the question is, how many ways can they sit around this table without restrictions? So first of all, well, actually go ahead, let's talk about how many different ways can they sit around the table, and we're going to consider 2 ways the same.
If you rotate the table.
Yeah, if 2 people are, if everyone's sitting next to the same person, then they're the same. Okay.
Well, so you have 10 factorial ways that they can just all sit down.
Yeah. And then.
Why is that? Why is it 10 factorial
ways
that they can all sit down?
People. So it doesn't really. We're not looking at any of the restrictions now. We're just saying how many. If they're all different people. And how many ways can they sit down?
Okay.
So it's 10 different ways to sit down.
Okay. Now what?
Well, now you have to divide by 10 since there's 10 ways you can rotate the table. So then you get 9 factorial. It's the ways with no restrictions.
Okay. And so what that is just saying is that let's say we put the flood infection spores and the Nindroids around the table like this. Okay. Now this is a bit tricky to keep on camera. In fact, it wasn't quite on camera to begin with. If I rotate it so that this flood inspection spore is now at the top of the table, whereas before this Nindroid was at the top of the table, we're counting that as being the same arrangement.
Yeah.
Do you see why we're saying that's the same?
Well, because everyone is still sitting next to each other in the same arrangement.
Right, right. That's another different way of thinking about it is we used to number the table, the seats like this.
Yeah.
And now when I rotate it, instead I'm just numbering this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Just renumbering the seats in the same order. So we got to divide by 10 because for each way there's 10 ways that are the same. Okay. And so how many ways is that?
So it's 9 factorial.
And what's another way of saying 9 factorial?
9.
All right. Good job. All right. Now let's go to the next problem.